Hi folks, Scott here. I want you to check out the result of this sample board after I applied the XFACTOR scratch resistant top coat in the matte finish. It's absolutely beautiful. No bubbles, no lap lines, and silky smooth. You can find the full range of XFACTOR and SurfacePro countertop epoxy at our website surfacepro.com.au. And by the way, our products are made and bottled right here in Australia. Now to get started, I mix the epoxy at a rate of 1:1 by volume. Then I stirred it thoroughly with a drill for 2 minutes. After that, with a stir stick, scraping the sides and the bottom and thoroughly mixing again for another minute. So I'm going to get the colors out on the board. I've got my iceberg base and I've got the snow white with a little bit of diamond dust, and we've put in here our silky white. And we're just really looking forward to how this is going to turn out, because it's a white marble effect. Everybody loves white marble, and we're just going to pour this out straight onto the board. So our iceberg base is fantastic. It is of the blue tones, so it doesn't have a natural tendency to go yellow, and that's what we love about it. We also have our snow white, which is a highlight. It will create cells for you. So we have on our range of colors 2 different whites, our iceberg as a base and our snow white as our highlighting whites, which are just fantastic. I spread the epoxy out using a 4mm notched trowel and making sure I got a fairly even coverage. But SurfacePro countertop epoxy is self-leveling, so it will always give you a level surface and a mirror finish. I charged up the brush with epoxy, ready to chop it in, which removes the shadow lines that the trowel leaves. It's a totally random pattern just to break up those lines. A quick torch to pop the bubbles, and then out with the colors. Snow white pearlescent paste with added diamond dust, and then the silky white metallic powder. And we chop them all in to give them real depth of color. Okay, we're going to try something new. What we're going to be doing is just putting a bit of spray paint in the gloss black straight over this piece of cardboard, and then hit the cardboard with isopropyl alcohol, and it's got the black midnight pearlescent powder in it. So we're going to then have that run off onto our sample board here and just see what sort of effects we get. I think it might be very, very nice. Well, it sounded like a good idea at the time, but it's definitely not what I expected. We made a bit of a mistake, but you know, with SurfacePro countertop epoxy, you don't make mistakes, you make happy accidents, because you can easily turn a mistake around and make it real again. And all I did was chop it in and feather it out. I picked up some white epoxy off the benchtop just to tone the black down a bit, and then I added veins with a stir stick. And something else is new. I made my own magic trowel. It's awesome. It lightly softens and blends the epoxy to give a real natural marble look. And finally, I added some fracture lines and then hit it with the torch one more time. So I've mixed up the epoxy. It's a 1-to-1 basis, and I'm going to be pouring it out for our flood coat. SurfacePro Countertop Epoxy is very fast drying. It is touch dry in 6 hours and ready for your flood coat. The flood coat is applied at a rate of 1 litre per square metre. Our epoxy is rock hard, crystal clear, food safe with 0 VOCs, and we think it is the best on the market, second to none. I used my protected hand this time to spread the epoxy and paying careful attention to the edges. A quick going over with the torch to remove any bubbles, and when the epoxy is dry, it's time for the XFACTOR scratch resistant top coat. I chose the matte finish for a fully natural stone look. Mixed at a ratio of 10-to-1, I poured it into a pay tray and thoroughly charged up the roller and rolled it out. XFACTOR is the latest in polymer technology, giving maximum scratch resistance to epoxy surfaces. And after rolling the edges, we're ready for the final dry roll. Using a second dry roller, I lightly draw the roller across the surface to remove any excess product. XFACTOR is truly an amazing product. No bubbles, no lap lines, a beautiful scratch resistant surface.